Network Marketing Mastery.pro. Here is Aditya Nowotny from the harbor of San Diego. Today's question to you: do you live your ego story, or do you live your be and become story? Or in short, do you live your me story, or do you live your be and become story? Interesting question. Most people, of course, live their me story, and they lack in being who they really are, and they lack in becoming. Now, what can you do? You have to first start with yourself. If you go into the ego like most people do it, and you claim you're right and he is wrong, and you may even start to accuse if things do not go to the liking of your ego, then you're stuck. You're stuck in the ego world, and the ego world is a very little world because the ego surrounds itself only with similar egos. So your reach becomes limited if you live in the ego, and the more you prove that your ego is right and other people who don't agree with you or your ego are wrong, the more you live in a limited world. Now contrast this with the be or become story. To be, there's nothing to argue about. Every flower exists, every animal exists. You will hardly see trees arguing with each other. Is his way of standing better, or is that tree's way of standing better? It's irrelevant. To be, that's the main task in life we all have to master. That's why Shakespeare already called it out, and he said, to be or not to be, that is the question. Because if you're in the ego, it's not real existence, it's fake existence manufactured by your ego beliefs. The ego is a conglomerate of thoughts, emotions and habits which give us the illusion of identity, but it's not our real identity. Our real identity is the self, is the soul, is being. In reality, we are much more unlimited than our ego beliefs. And so, in consequence, the ego is always afraid. And the ego always tries to prove itself, because it feels its intrinsic weakness, because it's artificial. It's just a conglomerate of thoughts, feelings, and habits. And so, when you meet with other people, you can very nicely get in touch with their ego, especially if you are in your ego, and that means having discussions, who is right, who is wrong. Then if people don't understand, oh, you don't understand me, you don't know what I want to say, and even going as far as accusing people, no, you're wrong and this is bad. Maybe you have seen such situations. It's crazy, but it's human. Now, how to get out of it? Here comes the be and become story that you should live. And to become is not some far distant goal, what you will be in 10 years or in 50 years. To become is something that happens every day. Actually, life itself is nothing but a series of days. And if you do not live the day, like the Roman thinkers, the Roman philosophers said, carpe diem, seize the day. If you do not take each day and own it and make the best out of it, then you're wasting your life. Because in the end of your life, you will see, wow, there was not many days that I really lived. Most days were a write-off. So you have to find something to grow every day, to do every day. That can be a product that helps you improve. That can be some practice, some rituals. That can be some personality development. There's many things you can do on a daily basis. And that is really the journey. That is really the become story, to improve yourself constantly, day by day. And now, of course, that is where people who get in touch with you as a network marketer will be much more endeared by you. If you don't go to them with your ego and say, this is the best product you've ever seen and it will change your life, and then people will say, people's ego, where's the proof? I think that product is better. And then you are in ego terror and it becomes very difficult. Instead, you go into the become story and you say, okay, try this for 30 days, take it every day and see what transformation happens. Or with personality development, show them some techniques and say, you try to do it for 30 days. It's a big challenge, I know, but I trust you. I look into your eyes and I see strength in your eyes. So I think you can do it for 30 days. And then you get people into becoming. You get people into developing. You get people into doing things day by day. And this is very important because these are also the people that will stay long-term with you if you get them into the process of becoming and working on themselves. And if you are just into, this is the best thing, here is all the proof, here's all the scientific reports, you have to buy it, and then people buy it one time and then never anymore, what have you really gained? So get away from the ego, get away from this static mindset of being right or wrong, and go into the world of becoming, into the world of day-by-day progress, and invite people to follow you. These are also the action steps. First action step for you, don't get stuck in your ego world. It's not important sometimes who is right, who is wrong. It's not important really to get into fights with people and accuse them of something. It's better to be happy, and not everybody has to agree with you. Second action step, what is your become story? What are the things you do consistently, day by day, to improve? Third action step, when you meet other people, for example prospects, don't get hooked up with their ego story. Avoid discussions. Don't get into who is right, who is wrong. Don't get into you don't understand me and I feel it like this. No, just offer a way of progress, offer development. Say, try this for 30 days. This technique or this little Qigong exercise or this little breathing technique or this little affirmation or this product, and see how it feels for you. These are the 4 action steps, and you will be amazed how much this improves your relations with any human being, because everybody has an ego, but also everybody has a being, and everybody can become something more. And if you invite them on this journey of becoming, you will become their friend, and you will have long-term connections with many people, and you will improve your existing connections with many people, including old friends and family, which are sometimes the hardest to improve. So I see you next time on networkmarketingmastery.pro. My wish for you is that you are happy, that you make progress, that you are successful. That's the mantra. Be successful, be happy, and make progress. And I see you in the next video. All the best. Aditya Nowotny from the Bayfront in San Diego.